Welcome back, cigar companions. Um, this cigar is interesting. Notice that it's hitting the sweet spot a little bit early. Sorry, you can't see that too well, but that's uh, that's a little early for a sweet spot. Usually, it's still about there, so a little extra sweet spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the sweet spot review. Make it short since the first part was a little longer. So let me clear my palate, then we'll get started. Okay, let's get this Macanudo Maduro sweet spot. Mm. Spices come on quicker, hits you with a little bit more of that mustiness. Mm. Excellent dried wood smoke taste to this, with, dare I say it, a little bit of a cocoa. I know that cocoa is one of those terms I hate when people throw around with cigars, because very few cigars actually taste like cocoa. Maduros are usually the only ones that do, and very, very few of them do. This one has a subtle hint of cocoa espresso on the finish. Some nice fiery tobacco spice hits your tongue on this one. Finish is earthy, a little bit like some maybe some dark roast coffee, not espresso, but a dark roast coffee, black coffee, with a hint of like a tangent, or I mean, sorry, like a tannic sourness at the back. More of that spice, and it's a chili, fruity spice. Um, Here's what I mean by that. Chili peppers are actually fruits. They have seeds, they're fruits. And so some chilies are very, very spicy and a little sweet, just a little sweet, and that gives it a nice fruitness. I think chipotle peppers are a good example of this. Not 100% sure, but I do think chipotle peppers have a little bit of that sweet and spice combination. Excuse me, it does get a little stronger. We're really getting in the sweet spot now. In fact, I'm going to cleanse my palate again. There we go. I'm going to wrap up the sweet spot and give you an overall impression after a couple more puffs. Let's go ahead and ash it so you guys can see the embers. Rich, fiery, chili spice, fruity and smoky. It's a nice sweet spot. And then, and that bitter espresso. Or not, sorry, this is not espresso. This is coffee. The espresso is more at the beginning. This is more like that black roasted coffee I was talking about. And I went into a cigar shop once, and I told the lady I like Maduros, and she said, "Oh, you'd like coffee too?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't drink it that often, but I like coffee. If I drink coffee, I like the good quality gourmet coffee." And she said, "Oh yeah, well, a lot of Maduro smokers like coffee too." That's because there's a lot of those darker roasted black coffee espresso notes which are present in Maduro cigars and double Maduros. I'm not ready to review one of those yet. Time will come. Excuse me. Now then, let's go ahead and finish this off. Sometimes it helps to breathe a little air to clear your air pathways as well. Not that I'm inhaling, but the whole palate gets kind of influenced by the drawing in of the smoke in the air. Well, not enough to ash it for you guys, sorry. I was hoping I could include that, but a little more mellow in the finish. Maybe some really, really smooth spiciness. That's the only way I can describe it. Oaky, woody. Sorry, inhaled a little bit on accident. Should wait till I exhale before I start giving the notes. Oaky, woody, spicy, that's what I was saying. I almost feel like this is a cigar that would pair good with a whiskey. A lighter whiskey, maybe something a little fruitier, a space cider. Now, I'm not an expert on these, okay, but some whiskeys I think may pair good with this. Glenfarclas might pair good with this. Macallan, no guarantees on that. And then maybe even something like Oban, you know, nice little fruity spice combination. Talisker certainly would work also very well with this, and Talisker I think is considered a cigar malt by many. Let's go ahead and finish this off. Yep. Arrives with woody, earthy tobacco, turns into a smoky, spicy finish, and then leaves with just a little wisp of sweetness, a little wisp of sweet sourness, which doesn't linger. What lingers is that bitter dark coffee roast coffee beans taste. So that's about going to wrap it up for this. Finish the rest of this after the review, but that's pretty much the sweet spot. All that's going to happen is flavors are going to intensify as I get down, and about right there is where I'll put it out. So let's go ahead and tabulate the scores. For the first part, I went with a 90 out of 100. I was really impressed with that finish. It was mild, it was oaky, it was rich, earthy tobacco. Just really nice. And I wanted to add that there was a little bit of mild cocoa in there too, which only improves during the sweet spot. So now we'll go ahead and give a rating for the sweet spot. I'm a little in debate on this sweet spot. I can't decide if I want to rate it lower or higher than the beginning. Now, sweet spots, how I usually tend to rate them is just based on how good they are as a sweet spot in general. So let's go ahead and give this one more little puff here. Some nice smoky, spicy cinnamon notes. Bitter cocoa coffee espresso finish, yeah. The only reason I may have to be a little bit judgmental here is because the sweet spot doesn't really improve much on the beginning of the cigar. And I don't know, maybe it has a late sweet spot, maybe I haven't hit it yet, but this is usually the sweet spot of a cigar, so here I'll go. I'm going to give it one last chance before I give it a rating. No, the spices are becoming more intense, starting to lose flavor. More bitterness, yeah, it's starting to degrade now. I'm honestly going to have to say that was the sweet spot right there. God, I'm such in debate. I can't decide if I want to give this an 89 or if I want to give this a 91. It's just such a hard point. So I may just have to call it in the middle. Let's think about this. I want to be as fair as possible in my ratings. Pairing this as cigar sweet spot, I'm gonna have to go with the 89 because it's a good sweet spot, but it's just too similar to the the initial arrival. And usually the sweet spot is supposed to, be a huge improvement on the quality of the cigar. So let's go ahead and average out the ratings. Just to make sure the math's right. I could do it in my head, but 90 plus 89, and then we'll divide it by 2, and it's of course an 89.5. And since Macanudo, respectable brand, good price points. Usually I overpaid, but usually the price point's good. I'm gonna go ahead and round this up, and we're gonna give this a final score of a 90 out of 100, and that's a cigar rating. I'm gonna annotate that up there. So thanks for watching. I know you guys have been patiently waiting for this cigar, so view, subscribe, tell your friends, add it to your cigar playlists. I know I'm becoming quite the cigar enthusiast out here on YouTube, so keep watching, stay tuned, more cigar reviews to come. Whiskey, I may pick up something for New Year's, so possibly on the whiskey. Beer, probably more likely on beer, and wine. Cognac, who knows? Probably not, but you never know. So thanks for watching, and keep smoking. Thank you, friends. Have a nice night.